It's Sunday the 19th of June 2016. This is a chart update for Oz Minerals. Oz Minerals is a stock that I bought into a few months ago. I think, the reason I'd suggested this in my previous video is it's just its long-term bottoming pattern. It looks really attractive on a chart from a long-term perspective. You can see here there was this critical sort of resistance zone at $5 or just under, which has lasted since 2013, and I think when it broke above that on sort of good volume a couple of months ago is when I bought in on this pullback toward the test of the zone. So it's come back, it's pulled back nicely, had a good run, and I think the encouraging thing is that copper price has been really weak. It's still down low $2 a pound in US dollar terms. I think it's about 205 at the moment, but Oz Minerals has really not followed that weakness, and I think that's confirmation that that the long-term trend of the stock is changing, and I think hopefully that the Oz Minerals is probably leading the copper price in that regard. I think that's what the market's expecting anyway. But I think it's the volume on this pullback has been pretty light. You can see here it's been obviously it's come back from $6 down to sort of this 550 level, but that's, in the scheme of things, that's a pretty small move. You can see here previously when it's come up and it's pulled back, it's taken a long time to pull back. It's pulled back viciously back towards sort of 50%, these 50% gyrations all of last year and 2014 as well. But this stepping process is what you really want to see at the start of a new uptrend, and I think Oz Minerals is doing that. And there's not a lot of resistance up toward this, sort of $6.50, $7 area. Not a huge amount of resistance. So I think, throughout this year, I expect Oz Minerals to keep sort of stepping up and moving higher. There's consistent production, I think, is coming out of Prominent Hill. So the market and now the market's starting to build in production from Carrapateena in the next sort of 2 years as well, where previously it probably hadn't built into the valuation of the stock. So I think it gets a little bit of a headwind as well, a little bit of a tailwind from lower Australian dollar too. So that's another positive. But I think it's really sort of quite a boring sort of chart at the moment. But I think for a long-term sort of in terms of material stocks, it's a relatively defensive stock at the moment. Especially probably that comes from my experience mainly being with the gold stocks, but Oz Minerals is relatively, I think, in quite a good position with a good cash balance, consistent production, and a good development project up their sleeve as well. So I expect it to continue to trend higher throughout 2016.